Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Sulky, and today I want to do a speed build with you. This is going to be the first time I'm legitimately doing a speed build. I've done some in the past before where half of it was sped up, but today I want to focus on building up a city skyline. So basically, we have this river that you can sort of see at the bottom there, and then on the other side, I want there to be a city, not that someone would necessarily have access to, but more so just a really cool view that you can get while you're walking down the street. So I have nooks up there right now, and I was actually thinking about leaving it there, to be honest, and just making sure that there's some sort of easy access for me to get to that particular area. But I don't necessarily want to walk through the rest of it. But basically what I'm going to be doing today is building up a first level, a second level, and a third level of the city skyline. That way there's different layers and heights to all of the items that are being put there, and the majority of them are going to be the server item. Now, building up a city is definitely expensive because I think that the servers run you about like 100,000 bells each, but I have a ton of them in my storage, so I figured I might as well utilize them and do this build. So basically, I want to build up that right side that you can see there. And really what I want to do is make it look sort of natural, which is why I'm building up these cliffs right here. So when you start to stack the servers, it doesn't look so uniform and bland. You get more of that like, okay, it looks like these buildings are sort of different heights. And I just feel like that's so much more natural, especially when it comes to all of the different types of skyscrapers and things like that you would find in a city. So I'm going to add that third layer. There won't be much on it. It's not that big, but it's big enough to just put some items on there. And I think that for the most part, what I'm going to do is look at not only the servers, but I'm going to look at basketball hoops, maybe some utility poles, just like very industrial looking items. Because if you haven't seen my other video, I'm going for a very industrial dystopian sort of island theme. So I want this city to sort of match it in a way. And as you can see, I'm putting down these really cool tiles that I found that are sort of like a sidewalk in a way. I just thought that they matched really well with the street custom design that I had. So I'm going to fill up this entire area with it just so everything has the same floor and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, since all of that is done, I'm just going to put down some items. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos where I'm designing, I sort of just take things as they go. I put things down, see if the flow is working, and if it is, I sort of build off of that. But I'm extremely indecisive, so you will see me like messing around a lot with some of these items just because I don't particularly like the flow of all of it. But I just want to make sure that this area is pretty full because when you're looking at the skyline, I don't want there to be any of these like gaps in it. So I want to make sure that there's items occupying the space good enough so that it looks really full and nice. I mean, besides the servers, I really love the look of the jail bars. I just feel like it takes it to the next level when it comes to making industrial designs. And I just added this lighthouse in here just because I feel like it could pass as a building, especially if there are things in front of it and you can't necessarily see the entirety of the lighthouse. But I also really just love the idea of there being like this flashing light going off every couple of seconds because the lighthouse is obviously spinning the light. But yeah, so I mean, I had restarted my island in July, and looking back, I was like, wow, it's been that long and I really hadn't done anything. I've been so focused on villager hunting because something I'm trying to do right now is get villagers that actually match the feel of my island. And that has been taking a really long time. And if you follow me on Twitch, you'll know that I've been searching for Lucky for what seems like a year at this point, and it's really not working out for me. But that's basically what I've been sort of focusing my energy on when it comes to Animal Crossing. So I really haven't felt inspired to design, I'll say. And for me, it's really important for me to feel inspired when I'm doing things like this. Otherwise, it just doesn't turn out well, and I end up destroying the area anyway. So basically what I'm doing right now is sort of continuously looking up to make sure that it looks like the space is filled well, which I think it's actually getting there, which is pretty cool. And then I had this other idea just now that came to me when I was building this up, is that I should put some sort of staircase over here on the side so I can easily access Tom Nook's up here. So basically what I wanted to do is have like the jail cells sort of act like the grand entrance, quote unquote, to the staircase that leads you up to Nook's. And I just put in some street lamps there because why not? But I'm obviously going to take this stuff away in a moment. I just sort of wanted to see how much space I needed, you know, since I'm going to have to put down these custom designs now. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking so far. I added in some of the sewer custom designs just to like make it feel really realistic there. And I wanted to do something different from this area instead of that sidewalk pattern. So I decided like, oh, maybe I'll do some bricks here. It has a very Soho vibe to it, with like the stone on the floor. And I like the idea of sort of switching up the style when you get to this area that your character or visitors can actually access, just so it looks, you know, much nicer. And I think that what I'm gonna do, as much as I'm provoked to get the red industrial incline up in there, I think I'm gonna go for the brick one, just because I feel like it'll do a better job matching the brick flooring. And then I had this idea to move the tailors over here. I felt like, why not just have the buildings next to each other, and this could sort of be like a shopping center, right? So I liked the idea of putting that in, you know, sort of close together. So you can either go up to Nook's Cranny, or you can go ahead and go to the tailors right there. And what I think I'll do on the right side of the tailors is put more of that skyscrapery items around there, just so it fills up that area more. And then I think that when I actually, you know, take the time out to get some materials, I will go ahead and build up some stalls and just have it be like a very like, you know, shopping center area. Still kind of grungy, but not as industrial as the Skyline is. You know, the rest of my neighborhood is super grungy from what I've built up so far. So I kind of like the idea of having some areas that are maybe just a little bit more built up. That way it's not the same all across the board, you know, like spice it up just a little bit. So now basically what I'm doing is just putting some final touches. And I like the idea of there being like a little vending machine and waiting area there. Just a nice spot to chill out when you're taking a break from shopping. Once the Able Sisters moves, that incline will go away. But yeah, so this is the product so far. I'm really liking it. I think that it looks really full there on the right. It gives you a lot to look at. So I'm very excited to continue doing this. But yeah, let me know what you think about it so far. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll do more of these as I get inspired to create more areas. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more Animal Crossing New Horizons content, and I will see you in the next video.